Welcome. As you can hear, we're all super excited for Game 3 on day 2 of Skate Around 6. You just heard Namur, who was cheering, getting ready for this final game. It's the finals of the tournament against Helsinki Roller Derby.
Indeed, playing for the first and second place. Dark Pistol, this is Dark Pistol.
Hi, I'm
I'm
Dark
joined
Pistol.
with, Dark Pistol. And I'm Nasty Moves. I'm very happy. I jumped in the chat, by the way, from our live stream to just say hello to some more fellow announcers that are following us. We're very happy that you are, and whoever is out there. Also, thanks for the super chats and that kind of fun stuff that you get online. The roster is being presented to you at the moment online, so we're not going to tell you too much about it. But I think some of the same people will be jamming again somehow.
I
have
think
this feeling.
maybe some of the same people will be jamming, but maybe different people will be jamming because you never know. It's been a long weekend.
Fair enough.
Some jammers to look for on Namur are definitely Ninon and Gilles that we've seen quite often. Also, Loco Marco has been jamming a lot this weekend.
Yeah, true.
And on Helsinki's side, Gilbert and
Gilbert.
Malu are
absolutely.
Team Finland's jammers. So definitely we'll see them on the track a lot. And also Ninja, who I believe is actually on the line right now.
Yeah, number 2. Oh, that was a segue perfect. 286. Yeah, indeed. We can watch that all at the same time. Ninon for Namur, and I can't wait to see this game. I think it's going to be a tight game. I have a feeling.
I hope so. It's for first and second place. Both of these teams have won all of their games. So we've got our 5 seconds from our lovely jam timer right in front of us, and we're off. A nice battle. Everyone is kind of bunched up, which we thought that would happen, as happens with higher level roller derby where everyone is very close together. Ninja makes it through on the inside line with a little hop and a step and is earned lead jammer status. Ninon has come out right behind them, so they're going to be fighting to try and force the call off. It does indeed happen, so number 286 calls it off. That's 4 points for Helsinki.
That went really quickly.
0 for Namur. I think they're going to be fast jams.
Yeah, fast jams, hit it and quit it, as we call it. Nothing may be running too long, but every time we've said that, we've had a whole different portrait, so we'll see how that goes.
You never know. We may have the 2-minute jams also where nobody gets lead, which I always love. Nobody else likes them.
We saw 2 or 3 of those this weekend.
Those. I love those. Yeah,
well, someone said, I'd really like to see that when we had Hard Limit, one of our colleagues on, and it actually happened. So Helsinki now in the lead, but yeah, that's only for now. Marlou up against Gilles. A lot of whistling going on. Namur, Jammer trying to get through there in the front. They do have the lead at the moment, but they're still being, they're still getting some business there from from Helsinki.
080 Quirika, who has been a great one-on-one blocker all weekend. Definitely the Helsinki Dublin game, it was amazing.
Yeah, and we're going to call that right off. That's not what I was going to say, but it's what I ended up saying, the same way as you did that. Short jams, 3 points for Namur, and we're just at the beginning.
Yeah, this is just jam 2. It's 4-3. This is what I expect for the rest of the game. That being said, I really hope I don't do an announcer curse because
we've been please don't.
I really want a tight game.
Yeah.
When you say you want a tight game and you get a tight game, you know what you get also is a heart attack.
Okay, that was a tough opinion for. We also have had a strange, interesting thing too, is that everyone who's played on the left side of the scoreboard has been the winner, but I don't know how that's going to go this time.
What? No.
For real, it's the strangest thing. It's for real, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, Loco Marco has made it through on the outside. You can hear the cheers of Namur in the stadium as Gilbert gets through on the inside through that 3-wall of Namur. Pulp doing an offense, trying to earn some points for Loco Marco, who gets hit out to the outside. There is some sort, and then calls it. Yeah, there's some sort of, there was some sort of penalty, and I think it got a little confusing for maybe some of the skaters. I don't know. I was confused.
Well,
so
the jammer was trying to
put it on them.
Yeah, the jammer was trying to. Yeah, your coach hat was on, and I like that. No, I mean that in all the good ways. But they were trying to get back, or they weren't sure if they're going to get back, and they just decided to call that one off. Quick jams, quick points, and Ninja up against Ninon for the next jam. That's a lot of N's.
Ninja Ninon.
Ninja Ninon. Ninja in the back. Well, everyone's in the back. Good walls there from Namur in the front. Doesn't have the same rhyme as saying Namur de Namur in French, but doesn't matter. And Helsinki getting all of the love in the But no, it's going to be Nino. Nino is out. What a powerhouse. That's always the case.
You saw Namur giving that one-on-one, getting the jammer back before they could actually earn lead status, which is amazing. Is going to the box with their trouble, but I think maybe they feel like it's worth it.
Yeah, you enjoyed watching that, though. That's also pretty important. Ninja coming in the back, but then we get the call-off, as that jam is very short, which also means we're probably going to get a whole lot of jams, too. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get 30 in one half, but we're going to get a lot of jams.
I think the most I've ever seen is 26.
Really? Okay.
26 is a lot.
I think I've seen more, but I can't prove it. I have no receipts, as they say in English.
I think it was last skate around. There was
really?
Yeah, there was
and
a
they were
game
running out of paper,
there was a
writing
half
it down?
26, because I was trying to follow on stats and it didn't work very well. All right, so we've got the 5 seconds. Gilles on the line against Malou. We're probably going to see the same matchups quite a bit. They're going to, of course, try and put their best jammers out. Malou has earned lead jammer status by breaking through on the outside line. No dainty feats. We do have the star that has come off of Gilles' head, but for the moment there doesn't seem to be any other action on their part. Malou again on the outside. Namur is going to do some hard offense to try and get Gilles out. And a star pass has been completed to L'Enroule.
L'Enroule has been instrumental in helping us announcers and everyone else this weekend, part of the committee, and also a pleasure to watch. Malou knows how this game works. They've been doing it for ages. More than 10 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly.
Absolute veteran in roller derby. Mentioned it many times this weekend. Can't mention it enough.
I don't know if you saw that at the end, but L'Enroule did an apex jump to try and get some points before that 4th whistle.
I get too excited.
I really like it.
I get excited when I see it, and then when it doesn't happen, I tend to not say anything. But yeah,
you saw it.
Amazing. It's your coach eyes. I love that. 11-12, back and forth. An 8-point jam for Helsinki. That's great.
You've got Loco Marco on the line and Gilbert. So Loco Marco is fighting from the inside into the outside of the first turn. The inside of the first turn belongs to Gilbert, getting through and getting lead jammer status. So we're going to see Namur having to play defense, offense, having to switch back and forth. We'll see how that works out. It looks like there was something naughty that was done by...
Yep. And you know what that means?
That means power jam.
There we go.
So Loco Marco is going to sit in the box for 30 seconds while Gilbert goes around the track and tries to score as many points as possible during that time.
And look at the defense, or actually, sorry, the offense being done by Quirica up in front, just getting in Nemur's face, basically.
Well, and Quirica is one of those people that do really good in their one-on-ones and their offenses. So they're quite effective as a free electron skater is what I call them.
Oh wow, that's pretty. I like that.
So you have your free
libero,
electrons.
like in football, but we don't do football.
So you have your free electrons, you know. So they're making the whole thing kind of like ionic. But other than that, you know, you have a pretty stable.
It's something I like to
at
do.
The back with your free wall.
I like doing that when I was skating, but then you get accused of not being a team player. But of course, that's absolutely not true. Loco Marco in the lead at the moment for Namur.
Marco in the box.
Oh, yeah, in the box. I'm sorry. Yeah, that should be coming up soon, though.
Yeah. So Ninja is
actually
on their initial pass right now, trying to fight through a full defense wall. And a full defense wall by Namur is quite hard to get through.
It's a citadel.
Yeah, it is. It's a citadel. That's a very good point. We've got some pushing and pulling. Loco Marco is back on the track. All right, it looks like Loco Marco is going back to the box.
Is going back to the box, and we're going to keep an eye on that. So that's important. That's super jam for Helsinki. Not a good jam then for Loco Marco. So a bit of lack of concentration, but it's it happens. That's
it
roller
sometimes
derby.
happens. I can understand them being nervous. This is the final game, the championship game for this tournament. Both of these teams have won all of their games, so they've never played each other.
That's a super interesting fact. I think I knew that, but I'm really happy you brought it up. Again, they live very far from each other, so you don't always have that chance. And you want to have that chance, you have to invite people over.
Yeah, and the thing is that this has been a very high-level tournament compared to some of the tournaments that Namur has hosted before.
True.
Having Helsinki, having Dublin,
even Zurich, from people from far away too, as well. Yeah.
Helsinki is ranked #8 in Europe, and
some top 50 derby teams, basically.
Exactly. exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Ninja finally makes it through for lead jammer. I just want you to know that after a minute and a half with 2 30-second power jams, Ninja just made it through for lead jammer and is just now coming in for a scoring pass.
That took quite a long time, so we had time. Tell you about it. Oh, too late. There was a star pass in progress there at the end of that one, but that didn't materialize.
I was wondering, since Ninon, who is typically a jammer, was in there as pivot after Locomarco has gone to the box, and I was thinking, oh, they want to do a star pass right away, but then they didn't.
Yeah, see, that's they're changing it up. That's also good, keeping people on their toes. And you as a blocker, we mentioned this a lot this weekend too. You get used to like, okay, I'm on this line, then I know I have this jammer behind me. But if it gets changed up because they've been to the box or
then
whatnot,
you don't know how to react.
Exactly. Yeah, that's absolutely true. You feel me on this. I like it.
Yeah, no, I love it. So. One of the interesting things about both of these teams is you have players for the national teams coming up. So we have on Namur a lot of Team Belgium skaters. I know all of them. I don't have to read them. I am.
Oh, you know them by heart.
I'm
Go
the Team
tell
Belgium
me.
coach.
I know, but I'm still telling you to read them anyways for everyone else.
Just so you know, on their roster we have Knappy, who is on Team Belgium, Ninon, Bat Smash, Gillis, Mad, Chaton, L'Enroule, Pulp, Tinker, Grumpy, and C, who are alternates. So we have a big cohort from Namur.
It's very different,
who is on Team Belgium.
I'm looking very quickly. Of course, I'm seeing people from Antwerp. So Hipshot, Queen Yosine, if I'm not mistaken.
Queen
and
Yosine, Hipshot, Maythem, Boo, Serenity Jane, Czech, Haute-Vilaine, Rosewell. We're going to claim Rosewell, but Rosewell also plays for Brussels. And Wildcard.
I knew it. I knew that. I knew there'd be a few. But I'll be honest with you, 15 years of road division.
Queen Laquifa is
Queen Laquifa as well. Oh, as an alternate. And I knew you're the I just set you up for that one, too. I'm going to be very happy to see you. Dark Pistol will be at the World Cup. I'll be there as an announcer, for good, for better, or for worse. Toxic Lady will be there as well. We've got Dr. Disaster this weekend. They'll be here as well. So for out of 5 announcers, is pretty high level at our time.
We're all
you
going
get to
be
say that.
in Innsbruck. Yeah,
very busy.
We're all very busy. But we're dedicated to Derby. We do this as a hobby and as a passion project. So
yeah, because it's expensive. That's straight up. That's my Dutch background speaking to you. It's expensive. Okay, back on track, Gillis and Malou.
Gillis and Malou, again, the same matchup as we saw before. Gillis is pushing toward the front with an offense from Pulp, number 8-9, while Malou continues to fight through the back, through that 3-wall. Made up of all Team Belgium skaters, Mad, Tinker, Pulp, and L'Enroule. Gillis is able to get lead jammer status, and that 4-wall of Team Belgium skaters is continuing to give them a hard time. That being said, Malou is a very strong skater on Team Finland. So we will not forget that as well. There's a very strong skater on the national team.
Very serious coach too, and when they teach you stuff, you listen.
Gillis has gotten a penalty and will be going to the box.
Power jam for Helsinki.
It's a power jam for Helsinki. It still have not gotten their initial pass. Gillis was coming in for their scoring pass. So this is very important for Malou.
Cover off too. I haven't seen any of that. That's not something I would expect, but that means that Namur's walls are really solid, and that's you're enjoying the Team Belgian feel of that wall.
Well, I had to bring it up because sometimes when I look and that's all those skaters that I selected that I loved, and they're all doing really well.
How nice is
Matrix move on the outside by Malou. Very nice. One-handed Matrix on the outside, pops back up like something made of gum.
Look at those tippy toes too. Like they're not taking no for an answer, but they're getting a difficult time. They've breezed through a good part of this weekend, but not now.
Another one. Oh, I'm quite impressed by all of these
They're
Matrix
made of
moves.
elastics.
Oh, yeah. In the last game, Missy Lestrange also was giving us a lot of Matrix moves.
I know you're a big fan, too.
We're fan of Missy.
Very happy to talking to them, too. I love the kind of fanning that we do because they're just such nice people, but they're so different on the track, and it makes roller derby an absolute pleasure to watch.
They're absolute beasts on the track. Would you look at them? And Malou is still
I'm fans. I get really excited. I really do.
Still didn't get through on their initial pass. Gillis did get through on that scoring pass. Unfortunately, Gillis, she had to go through twice to just get those 4 points, but she got them.
Yeah, but look, a bit winded too as well, so you know that they work very hard to get there. Yeah.
You saw those walls. Helsinki's walls are no joke.
I know. I've gone up against those walls too, and you're just like, why am I here? Yeah, I know what that's like too as well.
Helsinki's walls are definitely no joke. Some of my favorite skaters are also for Helsinki that are here. There's one in particular that you can see up on the line. It's their name is Moo, and when they move people, it is something to see. They're number 80.
80 Moo, yeah.
So we've got Gilbert, who has made it through on the inside line, which seems to be one of their preferred lines for lead jammer. And in the meantime, we have Bat Smash, who actually has the cover in their hands, has gotten through for their initial pass, but is jamming. So that's their first jam of this game. It's not their first jam of the weekend, but it's
I've
jam
seen them,
9.
yeah, fair enough. I've seen them jam a few times too, but sometimes you just got to get it in and give your other jammers a break, or again, part of that changing it up. But when the coach tells you got to jam, you got to jam, whether I like it or not. The first time that happened to me during a game, my best friend was visiting from Canada, and he saw me jam, and I just went, I don't care. If the world ends tomorrow, I'm fine. One of my best friends saw me jam, and he was watching roller derby for the very first time.
Oh, that's so cool. So you got to show off your skills.
Yeah, which weren't skills, but still. I think I scored 2 points or something.
Look, we have a 2-wall made of Namur and Chaton. Nino got through on the inside for lead jammer status, whilst Ninja is on the outside, coming around quite quickly. There's still only a 2-wall, so there's this huge 3-wall from Helsinki.
But Nino was turned around because they're like, hang on a second, I'm trying to get through, but I'm going to stop the other one.
And it looks like they got 3 points. They were able to get 3 points, sneak them through on the inside.
That's absolutely stupendous.
We've got an official review or a team timeout?
Yeah, okay. I was looking at the hands.
Oh, thank you.
And the beautiful back piece that we get here from Eli, the coach of the A-team.
Eli is always very well dressed.
Yes.
As a coach, very well dressed.
I love shiny stuff. So to me,
I never look like that whenever I'm bench coaching.
You should try it. Yeah.
I am 100% always wearing a jersey and pants.
Your business and jumping up and down.
And jumping up and down. You saw the pictures.
Yes, I did. You know, I saw really good pictures of you.
Jumping up and down and screaming.
Something I'd like to say too is that we have some great photographers here this weekend. We even have 2 photographers that are here very often, only visiting, because they have other obligations, but they like this tournament so much that they're here to visit, and I think that's really cool. So a big shout out to everyone for everything, but especially right now for all the photographers this weekend, because roller derby goes fast. It's not for everyone to learn how to take pictures, but
I know.
I think it's really cool when people try that.
You can see on the screen we have our beautiful officials that are also taking some time to drink some water and talk, because this game goes fast, this game is high level, this game is intense, and the officials are not just out there for decoration.
Oh,
they
no.
are skating hard.
Except for Eli, because she looks like a Christmas tree.
Well, Eli is a decoration.
But I had to say that.
Eli's a bench coach,
bench
Eli,
coach.
It definitely does look like a bauble that you put on a tree.
She looks wonderful. We also, this weekend, are going to have another game in a bit at 4:45, Namur C against Baroness von Schloss. So this is not your last game. However, it is your last game for a WIFTA game too. We've got a star pass for Tinker, but it is Helsinki coming in for points. If all goes well there on the outside, that's Malou, and it's a call off. And let's have a look at what the jammers say, the jammer refs. 1 point, finger in the air. And none for Namur.
Yep.
So fast, a hit, quit, fast. We've only seen fast jam so far too. You can see them on your screen.
It's not a high score, 28-18.
No.
And also that is not a big score difference.
No, that's easy peasy.
But if it's a lot of little jams, that can add up super fast. So it's now 29-18 with Helsinki in front. We have, I'm trying to look over here. Okay, there we go. We've got Gilbert and Gilles lined up as jammers for each team. It looks like if Gilles is going to make easy work of that wall, regardless of the fact that 080 Quirica has been, was blocking them. Gilbert is able to do the sexy spin on the inside.
I love that. Pirouettes. Pirouettes are good.
The pirouettes are really nice. I just like to call them a sexy spin. They're coming in for their scoring pass, so Gilles will call it off after having scored 2 points.
Yeah, I saw some nice recycling there, but there wasn't enough time to recycle.
These are too fast. This is,
I know.
These jams are too fast.
We're trying to say this, and it doesn't matter which language you speak too. We've tried it. Both of us had a chance in French, and like, oh, they call off, no matter what you do. So yeah.
And it does look like Helsinki. Okay, so on the screen it says that Helsinki was able to steal a point away. I think that point actually came from the last jam. There's something wrong with the scoreboard. And as I can see right now in front of me, maybe you see on your screen, we have our lovely jam timer who is actually taking an official timeout
to sort that out, because they have to sort that out. That's actually a really, really good point.
Yep, absolutely. So it looks like we are going to get started. 5 seconds has been announced, and now the jam is on. It is between Nino and Ninja. Nino gets through on the outside, lead jammer status, as is their want, while Ninja comes around not far behind. Namur still only has 2 blockers on the track, while Helsinki has 4. We've got 8-0 Moo trying to move Nino out of the way.
Oh, not going to happen.
Successful at that point.
2 jammers together, though. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so they've both gotten through. They were both on their scoring passes. So that means it's 4-4, and for me, that's 2 big old goose eggs.
And we had some contacts, too. Love, goose eggs.
Yeah, goose eggs.
Just like, but love, like in
like
tennis.
Love. Is that where it comes from?
Yeah, it's a French word.
Oh,
Did you know that? You didn't know that? Oh my God! Yeah, love.
I learned something.
I thought you'd appreciate that as a French speaker.
I love that.
Yeah,
so
love. Yeah, because love has nothing to do with it, like at all.
No. What's
Goose eggs.
got to do
with it. There we go. We sang on track. I've eaten on track on line 1, so I'm not doing that today.
Oh, no.
Malu and Loco Marco, because the information is great. We fixed the scoreboard. Are going at it, but Malu out in front. And like we said, we keep saying Malu doesn't do walls.
Malu doesn't do walls.
Generally,
Malu
just
goes straight through them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With one exception earlier, which was super nice to watch, but still.
Yes. And that's because Malu has decided that, you know, they're allergic to walls, and so they'll get through.
Tinker.
Tinker has now taken the star from Loco Marco. That star pass always very sneaky on Namur's side. So we have this huge wall, though, that was from Helsinki that was able to keep them back, composed again of 080 Quirica, really one of the
fun blockers to watch. Let's just say I'm fun blocker. Absolute. Yeah. Yeah, we're mentioning that too. Announcers in other tournaments very often get to say, who do you think was best blocker this weekend? But everyone always has an opinion right away about the jammers. But it's really good to look at the blockers as well. For me, as a former blocker, that's what I like to look at.
There's also a lot of talk about those free electrons and those flashy blockers, but I like the non-flashy blockers. I like the ones that are in the wall. So if we look at this, we've got 394 C and L'Enroule, who are at the front trying to keep Gilbert from getting through.
Stretching it out.
Pushing, and Gilbert does eventually get that lead jammer status. So Gilles, who is there at the back, but behind a very strong force, led by 441 Zard. And I mentioned their name a lot in the stream against Dublin. Zard is, again, one of those blockers, super solid.
Always in the middle of the wall.
Stays together.
The glue that holds the wall together. I like it.
Absolutely love that.
Good to know.
Gilbert gets through one more time on the inside. That's 2 scoring passes so far, so they're at 8 points. L'Enroule has taken the star, so L'Enroule will be going through for their initial pass. If I read D'ailleurs Wolf correctly, that is an initial pass because there are no points in the air. We've got 4 more points on this last scoring pass from Gilbert, so that makes it a 12-0 jam. That does make it a bigger differential, 24-48.
That's serious. That's a double.
If I'm doing my math right, that's a double.
Well, yeah, you didn't.
Isn't that nice?
You did your math right. It's easy announcer math in that case. But Helsinki is now doing what we've seen earlier today, is that they're creating a big as lead as possible earlier in the game, and that's going to work people in their brains, if you'd like, psychologically going into the second half.
Absolutely. So we have Nino and Ninja, again, the same matchup, battling it out. The Helsinki wall holding back Nino at the back, and the Namur wall, who was able to create enough confusion that Ninja 286 did some sort of, it looked like a multiplayer block, but that has created a power jam situation. Oh, it was a cut, thank you. It created a power jam situation for Nino. So Nino is now coming in with Ka coming out of the box. It seems obvious to me that they're going to maybe try to do something together, and it does look like that.
This pack
what
is
3-9 try to
fast,
do.
though, and that's good news
Yeah.
for Ninon. That's
They do like space.
yeah, I know. I would just get it all compacted. I wouldn't stretch it out, but that means
jammers love
trying to
space.
figure it out. Yeah, don't give them space. Speed and space. Cut the speed. Cut the space.
There's actually a very cool art piece made by a roller derby artist that is an astronaut, and it says "Jammers love space." It's an astronaut
I want
with
one.
skates
I
on.
want one now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
I like it.
Star Pass. It's from Jukebox, actually.
Ah,
in
there you go.
Barcelona,
Oh,
so I
jukebox.
think you can get one.
Oh, jukebox. Yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha. Fair enough.
I just couldn't remember the name. I was like,
I know you had such a nice story. I wanted to hear it. Ali Namur says Pauline on the stream. Well, Namur is Ali in quite a bit.
Yeah, they are going forward. They're trying to rack up more points because I'm sure they don't like having a differential that is 50%, and they don't like the easy announcer math either.
Nope.
So they're going to keep going to try and rack up more points. In the meantime, we have had a star pass to Helsinki's number 10, Sylvester, who had taken the star a lot and is not a pivot to be reckoned with. They are a very strong force on the track. That fight, though, at the front that Ninon did, going through one blocker, then another, then another, then another. And I can tell you also, number 286 is really hard to get through. Ninja, really hard to get around.
That was tough for Ninon, and they're not used to it either.
Exactly.
That was
and
pretty
so,
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to pull it off. Helsinki got 2 points, but they got 8 points. So now they're going to try and shrink that differential. It's all going to be about momentum right now.
Yeah, that's not a word that starts with an S.
A word that starts with an S? I don't
Speed
know
and
what that is.
space.
Oh, speed and space. And
But momentum, you're absolutely right. I was joking,
speed
but
and space
speed and
and
space.
Something?
I'd like to give a shout out to one of the officials on the track at the moment, German Angst, who's having their 100th game.
That's amazing.
That's a really big deal for anybody, and it's a beautiful thing to say. They usually celebrate it amongst themselves, and I think that's a beautiful tradition too.
100 games is just a lot.
And we have one coming up later that we're going to find out who it is. 500 games.
That's not possible.
How dare you? Of course
I don't
it's possible.
know. In 16 years if I've done 500 games.
In your head, you've done them,
That
you know.
being said, we do have Malou has made it through his lead jammer, and Locomarco, who is still fighting their way through the back. Again, that solid number 441 Jarn. I don't know why I keep asking myself who it is.
It's one of those things that
it's just their name is really weird. Yeah, but still making
good,
sure
really
that
weird names doesn't matter.
Yeah, making sure that wall is as solid as can be, keeping Locomarco back, who has already decided that they're going to take the star off. I don't know if they're going to pass it. In the meantime, what has happened is that Malou has gone to the box, probably for a cutting penalty. I'm just saying that because it's the most common one.
I see that, and Tinker doing that star pass thing again, which I haven't seen much this weekend. It's happening in this game.
Yeah, it's really nice to see it because that's one of the strengths of Namur is they're very good at their star pass.
So we're going to maybe see this summer?
I mean,
maybe?
I hope so. It's hard to learn. I think that
Fair
know,
enough.
it may be a part of the DNA of this particular league. So we'll see if we can get it integrated into Team Belgium.
That's a good answer. Oh, and we're going to the box again for indeed a forearm penalty. So we're going to super jam it away there for Namur, who's just figured that out.
Yeah, Namur gets to keep getting points. This is Tinker, who is a pivot, but Tinker also used to be a jammer.
Yeah, I know.
Before she started blocking, so
yep.
she did tell me that she doesn't really like jamming anymore, and she'll only do it if she pivots. She'll do it a couple times, and she's very happy with the couple times she does it.
It's funny
she's
how
that's enough.
Throughout people's career, they changes, and a lot of people that were obvious jammers are really proud of being blockers, and that makes me feel a lot better. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
There's also blockers gone jammers. Locomarco, who is jamming for Namur, was previously a blocker, and that was mainly what they did. Everyone is very happy with that because this is another jam won by Namur. It's 8 points against 4. So now we have 40 to 54 for Helsinki.
14
That's
points.
only 14 points.
That's not much. No, we're closing that gap. Again, I really enjoy seeing how that goes into the second half. We have a little less than 7 minutes left on this first half. We have an official timeout. And that's why we keep talking to keep you entertained in the meantime. We continue to give you anecdotes about Namur because, of course, we're here and we've got a lot of things. And there's even how many injuries people have. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. How many World Cups? How many World Cups? One World Cup. Tinker is the only one at the moment that's been an actual player.
No, it says zero.
Zero as a player. Okay.
I can tell you because at the last World Cup, I was in Team Belgium.
Spectators. Okay.
So Pulp was at the last World Cup with me. She and I were in the same line. Bat Smash was at the last World Cup.
Yeah. I remember
that. Nobody else from Namur was at the last.
I remember Hipshot because Hipshot.
Well, Hipshot was
Hipshot. You notice Hipshot.
Yeah, that was from Antwerp. But I'm just
Fair
saying
enough.
from here from Namur. And so we have a lot of new people from Namur who are now a part of Team Belgium for their first World Cup.
That's really, really great.
Yeah, it's
I can't wait
Pulp
to see
and
that.
Bat Smash who were there at the last World Cup with me.
Yeah, I know you're looking. Yeah, if you say it that way. I'm very proud to be.
I was also a player for the last 2 months.
I've been an announcer for all of the World Cups, including the juniors. That's my go-to, and I'm very proud of that too as well. We're back on track, so how about you tell us more about the G&G Club?
Yeah, G&G Club, Gilles and Gilbert. So Gilbert has made it out on the outside line for Helsinki lead jammer. There's a star pass to L'Enroule coming in hot and fast. The Namur wall tries to get together, unable to do so as number 10 Sylvester and number 080 Quirica are able to do some awesome offense along with their colleague and break that up. I'm trying to think about who that one colleague is. It's Gemini. It's Gemina.
Gemini Lugur, also the captain of the team.
Captain.
Yeah. We didn't mention all the captains. There's been a lot. Knappy is the captain for Namur 3.
But
Gemini, for a long time. Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have Ninja and Nino on the line, so it's either GG or NN. Ninja sneaking through on the inside line, not quite. I mean, it did look like they had to fight for it, but being very stable, they're able to get through on the inside line, lead jammer, while Nino is still stuck behind those hardcore, very supple. I would say that they're just, the walls just like break open and then get back together right away. They seem to be very dynamic and able to just like break apart, get back together.
It's exactly what you want, and Nino gets through, although with the cover stash there at the same time. Doesn't matter, whatever works, right? As long as it's legal, perfect.
So the Namur wall is recycling back. Number 286 Ninja decides that it is not worth it. They've scored the points that they want to, and they don't want Nino to have any, so they call it off. And we are looking right now, and it looks like they succeeded in getting 3.
I'm going to verify, but like we said, we had an awards ceremony at 10 after 4, but this game is actually running a bit long, so we'll keep you posted too as well at what's going to go on after this game. Less than 5 minutes left, though, on the first half. Helsinki in the lead for 59. I know, 3 points in that last jam. 19 points, still not a big stretch.
That's not a big gap, especially considering we have a whole other half after this. This is a very, very close game. You can tell the way that they're fighting it all on the track. Everybody is very close together. It may be taking a lot of time for both teams to kind of figure out how to play against the other team, and because there's such a high level, then they adapt. So right now we have Malou on the track and Loco Marco. Malou getting through on the outside line and out of the engagement zone, therefore earning lead jammer status, while Loco Marco continues to fight through to the front. You've got our big wall with Knappy, Chaton, and Tinker on the outside. Unable to block Malou because Malou needs no space to get through.
But they like space. Oh, and Quirica went to the box, so I'm having the sads now.
All sads for Quirica. I really like Quirica, but that's okay.
It happens. It happens. Coach being told to keep going, but that got called off.
That was an amazing apex jump on the inside. Amazing because it looked so easy and so high up in the air.
I don't know. I think I'm so shocked every time I see them. I just don't mention them, but you mention them every time, which is probably a really good thing. You're a super fan. That's good. 7 points in that last scoring pass, though, for Helsinki. And yeah, 26-point difference. It's all about what's going to happen at halftime. And then, you know, these
3 minutes left in this.
Yeah, I know this halftime conversation, like, hey, we're in the bag, but we need to do this and we need to do that. Yeah.
But also making sure that all of the skaters talk to each other and go, okay, this has been working, this hasn't been working, so that they can kind of figure out how to
switch it up,
get a decisive win. Exactly.
Absolutely. Just change what you're doing, because or else if you keep doing the same thing,
yeah.
Unless you're doing the same thing and it works, like, you know, Gilbert.
So we have the super muscular, super amazing Gilbert, who is trying to fight through for lead jammer, but got a forearm and is going to the penalty box, giving Gilles a power jam.
A super jam. Power jam, as we say too.
Confiture de puissance.
Confiture de puissance. Oh, I love that one. Confiture de puissance. Yeah, confiture. Oh, it's nice. I like it.
So you have 080 at the front. That's Quirica, who was trying to do that last ditch, but Gilles was able to fight her way through and get lead jammer status. Is now coming around for a scoring pass. But I don't want us to forget there is another jammer that is standing up. That took quite a while. You know, 30 seconds is not as long as you think it is.
No, it isn't. And when you're skating, you're not noticing any of this. You're just going, they're pointing at me, I'm picking up points. It's good. Speaking of which, that's 4 more for Namur. You know when the Namur scores because we've got everyone clapping for them.
Everyone will clap, so we don't have to worry about
We could close our eyes. So, yeah, I'm exaggerating, but still.
Yeah, but Gilbert is now going through for their initial, and they just made it through for their initial. So it looks like Gilles is going to decide to call it off because it's better for them to have Helsinki to have 0 points.
Yeah, take points, shut Helsinki down, and that's something I have to say. Helsinki's not been used to this tournament.
No. This tournament has been something else they dominated so
yeah,
far.
Absolutely.
But so is Namur. Namur is dominated as well.
They've won both their games. Again, not exactly the same team, but the same thing. They've won both their games, and of course Helsinki has won all their games too as well. Yeah. Who will be the winner? Stay tuned.
Well, we'll see.
Stay tuned for a while. So
we are also very interested to know who the winner is going to be.
I want to know.
Now we have Ninon and Ninja, the NN group. So they're inning their way through because it's very hard, so they got to gnash their teeth. I know I'm full of really bad dad jokes, and they've only been getting worse over the weekend.
I thought only older people like me had those jokes, but apparently Ninon is gonna push this group in front and try and break up the pack because the pack's getting large, and they made it because they do well.
Sexy spin.
If you say so.
Yes.
Dad jokes. I just like pirouette because it's a nice word for it. Oh, an apex jump!
And an apex jump, a beautiful
Did they land it? Did they land? No.
Here's the thing: is that
but it was nice to watch.
I don't know if they landed it because they have to get out of the engagement zone before Dire Wolf will show us the points.
Yeah, well, that's who I was watching, of course.
Yeah, so
but they were pointing, but there was no points. Yeah,
they're not through the engagement zone yet, but
they are
doing
now.
Another sexy spin on the outside straight away, while Ninja takes off the star, sneaks through, is able to get their initial pass. So this is initial pass, and it's scoring pass for Ninon.
Ninon coming in, going through, and then just calling it, not even looking behind.
They went through so fast. Oh, well, they must have felt
and they just went, forget it. They just forget it.
They just started to call. They got 8 points. It's 56-66.
10-point difference.
My ducks, my loves, my flowers. 10 points.
That is not much at all. That is fantastic.
And we're at halftime.
You can't miss this halftime.
Yeah,
we're in it, but you can't miss the second half.
I told you these kinds of games you want them, but it's heart attack, right? I'm like, who's gonna win?
Well, this is why we do. This is why we do roller derby. It gets exciting all the time, and then we have all these old stories. See, we get all these crazy stories about, oh, you remember last year and this and that, and all these things happen. Namur's skate around tournament has seen all kinds of stuff over the years. Really, like 400, 500-point games. We've seen people discover Belgian beer for the first time. We've had information passed around in buckets. Oh, we could tell you stories.
We have everything and anything. Now, I have one story. I'm just going to tell it now, but I hope it's not an announcer's curse, is that Antwerp met Helsinki. So Antwerp is the team that I play for, but they are also in Belgium. Met Helsinki at the Holy Duck tournament last year. And Antwerp won by 2 points.
Oh, squeaker.
In the last jam.
In the last jam. Oh, squeakers.
So Helsinki may like to do this to us, and we may have to prepare ourselves
for a squeaker. Hello and welcome back to the second half here of this very tight game between Namur and Helsinki. I'm again Nasty Moves, joined by the lovely Dark Pistol.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so it's a really tight game. It's been really interesting so far. What
Yeah.
did I do?
Oh, no, nothing.
Oh, I don't have my glasses
Yeah,
on,
I was going to make sure you had your glasses. Interesting, but also penalties for Namur, a lot, but still manageable, I would say. No one has any more than 3, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at that, there's also no penalties on the jammers part, so that's fine.
Yeah, that's good too. We don't have the chance to know the penalties right off the bat, but we're able to look at them more like this. So I'd say both teams pretty similar.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy pops out.
No, it doesn't look bad. There is a cutting penalty from Ninja, and Malou has 2 penalties. That's unfortunately...
Because they didn't in the last game.
No,
which was amazing.
They didn't in the last game, but Helsinki against Dublin, which was, you know, number 8 in Europe against number 11 in Europe.
Yeah, fair enough.
Malou had a lot of penalties in that game.
Okay.
But you know what? That may have just been a fluke. Who knows?
Yeah, we can't extrapolate. We don't know. What we were talking about on the Helsinki side, without hearing any details, is that I don't think they were expecting this to go this way. They expected it maybe to be have a bigger stretch. I'm trying to say it nice, but it's only 10 points again. So
yeah.
Helsinki is going to have to change their tactic if they want to stay in front. But that goes the other way as well. Namur has a chance now to really push out in front too.
But sometimes we tend to just rely a lot on rankings, and it's not necessarily.
Oh, don't. That's why I barely. No, absolutely. So especially not in roller derby.
Change up in the rotation of jammers. So this time it's Malou
no
against
G&G.
Gilles and not Gilbert against Gilles.
Yeah.
Malou has made it out as a lead, and Gilles hot on their tail, able to force a call off with only 1 point scored by Helsinki. But we know, and Helsinki knows now, that Namur is their level. And we know that. We're watching that now, and we go, okay, Helsinki and Namur have a similar level. And it may just, you know, there are a lot of different things. I've actually talked to Namur about this. They're not really concerned about the rankings. They don't care. So
we need to really just let that go.
Yeah,
like you two, everybody. It doesn't matter. It's a very strange system.
What matters is having these great games to watch.
To watch, to share with people. Again, we're very happy. Please comment to us. We're able to answer you maybe a little bit more quickly these days. Oh, beautiful. Malou, Gilbert. Wow, they do. To me,
very similar.
I know I'm ashamed to say that, but they come from the same wonderful school of jamming. Is that a fair enough assessment?
They're also both very tall and very blonde. Let's just
there
say
you go. Nino out in front, doing the star stash, but going to come in.
Coming in to score some points while Chaton is on their way to the box at the same time.
Number 13, yeah, indeed.
Yeah, but we also have number 13, Gemina, the captain for Helsinki, who is also in the box. So you have 2 number 13s in the box.
That's a really good, interesting. Yeah, it happens.
It's an interesting tidbit, especially because 13 is a popular number in roller derby.
Geez, what a surprise!
As is the number 666.
Oh, and a few other numbers too. Well, yeah, mine was.
I don't care about the numbers.
You don't care about the other numbers too. We need to be able to pronounce them too, as well. To be honest, Loco Marco and Ninja taking up against each other. Like you said, we're changing it up a little bit. All I hear is whistling, but I haven't heard anything for the lead yet. That's a pivot down for Helsinki. And now we're just getting in each other's faces as roller derby does, and that's really good. Some fantastic wallage in there in the back from Namur, right? Look at that.
Has been able to push up a bit and is now going through number 80 Mu, and I'm sorry, Klirika. Nope, Mu. I said it wrong.
Yeah, that's fair enough. They have the same number with a 0 missing.
With a 0.
It's all good.
But Locomarco was able to get lead before Ninja was able to get out and has gotten through and scored some points. I don't know how many because I'm not a jam ref, but it doesn't look like it did look like 4.
Yeah, let's see.
And it was 4 points.
It is. Look at that. Dar Wolf, on the other hand, as you may know or not know, depending on your look, we have the jam refs also switch places too as well.
Yeah. So that if you have like a generous jam ref for one half, then they're not the same jam ref you get for the second half.
Nope.
That being said, the jam refs are very generous. They will give you all the points that you legally score.
You just wanted to use the alliteration. Generous jam refs.
That is a cute alliteration too. But also, it's just the ones that they actually score. So we have Gilles now going up against Malou. As we said, they have changed the jammer rotation.
Oh,
so
they're going to do that on purpose. They're going to see if that actually makes a difference.
So Malou is fighting their way through the back, while Gilles has made it through a 2-wall in the front. Now going to become 4 skaters, as number 1-3 Gemina has been going in and out of the box in the past 2 jams. I don't know if it's necessarily a spiral. It just sometimes
a sexy spin.
Working as much as you can, but yeah. And we got a sexy spin from Gilles on the outside straightaway. Really love those. Is able to score 4 more points.
Look at those points too. They're coming closer and closer. Yeah, that's actually super exciting.
Now, something we weren't paying attention to, but Malou has gone back to the box.
Trying to ignore it.
Back to the box, but
I was trying to ignore it.
Has gone to the box in this jam, so that means that Gilles is on a power jam, and that means that Namur is doing everything that they can to open up that inside, which they did quite beautifully. Actually, they did a great job of 1, 2, 3, 4 coming in and opening up the inside, so that Gilles didn't have to work very hard, because every time you come in contact with a Helsinki wall, you feel it.
Malou having a tougher time of it than in the other games. That's actually interesting too, because it's like a diamond. You press it harder. They're going to have to find a different way to jam too as well. And I'm enjoying having this second half to watch it.
Absolutely. And Pirko is just going to the box. So Pirko, just before that, was doing some excellent defense. But Malou came back in from the box and was able to sneak through.
Oh, back from the box and score points.
Score points.
Love it.
They were able to sneak through. Actually, they snuck through on their initial pass, so it was no points scored. 12 points scored from Namur. We have a lead change. If you're at home, hydrate, drink something. It doesn't have to be water.
Enjoy that part. But this is temporary or not. We're going to see. Wow, the dynamics of this game have just changed too as well.
Well, just for the moment, so we'll have to see what happens. They have made some changes from the halftime. They changed who was going to be against who as far as jammers, which might have had a change in the blocker status. We've got 2 blockers in the box for Helsinki, which gave Nino the opportunity to get through on the outside quite easily, earn lead jammer status, and now sneak through on their toe stops on the inside and score all 4 of those points.
That was just so solid too. They know where to go.
Thus extending their lead.
I know. Yeah, I know. I know what's going on. I'm just so excited about it. That's fantastic. Namur has a serious chance now, but again, we have a long way to go for the second half. But
absolutely, this is nothing.
This is the psychological game. This is a psychological game for now. No, it's a very short difference. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does look like we have a timeout being called by Helsinki. I don't know what their strategy is, but if I were to guess,
I would guess like whatever we're doing now is not working. We need to change it up a little bit. Or this is also again like.
Well, the other team just got a big jam against them and pulled ahead.
Yes.
So it's a good time to go. Maybe we should rethink our strategy.
And the psychological game is something we don't talk a lot about when we're here. And of course, we keep forgetting it, but all that adrenaline that we get from playing roller derby makes it so it is difficult sometimes to make really good decisions, and that's where a good coach comes in.
Yes, because they bring you back down to earth, and sometimes it depends on the style. Sometimes the bench coach will be nice about it. Sometimes they will kick you in the butt.
Yeah, and have to say, a good lineup manager as well.
Good lineup managers are
appreciate that.
Incredibly important. That's actually a harder job than bench coaching.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, you've got to like go, oh, it's your turn, or who wants it? It's your turn now.
No. You have to make sure that
everybody knows where they're supposed to be.
You also have the right amount of people on the track at every time, so you have to
because that can go wrong too. Even at high level, that goes wrong.
If the bench coach comes over there and goes, I don't think we're doing very well. I want to switch things up, and so then you have to be the one to switch things up.
And they usually have like paper, and they're just writing all this crazy stuff down.
Yeah, because you're tracking how many penalties people have.
Yep.
Because once maybe
you don't want to send someone
5 or 6,
you don't want to send them on. Yeah.
You want to give, or if they got 2 or 3 penalties in a row, then the lineup manager would be like, I'm going to sit you for a little while so you can calm down before you get back on the track. Those are a lot of decisions that need to be made.
Way back in the day, and they're accounting that with all the minors too as well. There was just a lot of accounting. Derby has a lot of accounting. Loco, Marco, Ninja going at it together.
Element. So we do have 1-3 Chaton going to the box, so that's only a 2-wall with Pulp and Red Crass holding back Ninja. Loco Marco was able to push through Quirica and Gemina to be able to get lead jammer status. Ninja is still stuck in the back. So Ninja is still stuck, and it looks like Ninja has decided to play a bit of defense because they want to limit the amount of points, in my theoretical guess.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's a good one. And look at that, start with the stash too as well, trying to confuse the opponent, but I don't think that's going to work out. Some recycling there too. And all I hear is a lot of yelling from the ref, so something went wrong. That's number 13 there, Gemina for Helsinki going to the box.
Now, Locomarco is on their scoring pass, so even though Ninja is playing full-on defense, that doesn't mean that Locomarco isn't scoring points because they just have to get through they just have to get through the pack and start to pass hips. So their lead, they may well have scored all of the points. I don't know. If I were the bench coach, I would be watching that. If they had scored all the points, I definitely would want them to tire themselves out. But we won't know until they either get all the way through and out of the engagement zone so the jam ref can show us, or if they call off that jam. So it looks like we're going to keep going, especially seeing as Ninja is still on their initial pass and still being held back by a monster wall. That being said, out of the box comes number 404, Mandarina, with a huge hit to Red Cross, taking them to the ground, and they looked really surprised.
Also a blocker to be watching this whole entire weekend. They're literally taking hits for the team. Penalties are not what, but they've also been in the middle of a lot of the action too. That's been pretty pleasant. So we're being told that we need to have more snacks during ORs, and I totally agree, but you started that, people on that as well. That's the end of that jam. 4 extra points on the board for Namur, bringing them up to 80. Alors, 80 points pour Namur. En fait,
de la bagarre, quoi.
Quelle bagarre. Helsinki 69, 69 points pour Helsinki. On vous a pas parlé beaucoup en français, mais on fait un peu les fraîches parce qu'on peut le faire les deux aussi.
Ouais, mais
on peut faire un peu d'efforts aussi.
Oui,
bon.
Je sais qu'on a beaucoup de spectateurs qui regardent Helsinki, alors du coup, nous ne parlons pas le finlandais. C'est dommage. Mais cela dit, on peut quand même vous commenter qu'il y a Malou qui a fait son passage à l'extérieur comme d'habitude. Et le lead jammer. Derrière, nous avons Batsmash qui a pris l'étoile en Star Pass, qui force le col. Ça fait donc 4 points pour Malou et 0 points pour Namur, pour un total de 80 versus 73 ou 73, hein, si je fais bien belge.
Ah, tu vois, tu t'es fait prendre toi aussi.
Il faut faire bien belge. Hein.
Ah ben oui, il faut faire belge. Oui. Dans ton cas français, dans mon cas québécois. Mais bon, vive la diversité en ligne. We'll get back to doing things in English. Helsinki, thanks for being patient with us. Like I said, I only know one sentence in Finnish, and I already used it, so I'm going to give you a break on that. We've got Nino and Gilbert on the track together. And Nino is out in the front. Oh, getting the business from the pivot. And getting hit out too. Oh, this doesn't end. Helsinki picks up the lead. This is getting exciting, even more exciting.
Yes, it definitely is. So Gilbert has a power jam. Looks like Helsinki is setting up for some sort of offense. And Namur is pulling themselves out of the corner. Not a bad strategy, I agree. It's very hard to block in the corner.
It's not fun. No, that's actually a terrible place to be. And you can't see the angle at which you come in and do things. And you can easily get a direction of gameplay.
Ooh, Tinker up in the front, one-on-one against Gilbert. One of the things that Tinker does best is run and catch.
Run and catch.
Yep.
Tell us about that.
It's running all the way up to the jammer and trying to catch them
before
they get out of the engagement zone. Before they get out of the engagement zone.
A lot of teams don't do that, but some people are good at that. We call that chasing. But you call it run and catch.
Run and catch.
Oh, well, fair enough.
If you chase, you chase. You're just skating after them. You got to catch them.
Yeah, and you push them forward, and you're wasting your time a little bit.
You got to actually get in front of them and catch them.
Okay.
Nino does finally get out for an initial pass after serving the time of that penalty. So now we have both jammers on the track being recycled. We have Gilbert. And Gilbert is watching very closely behind them to make sure that Nino is not scoring points, or perhaps doesn't care. It looked like they were about to try some jammer-on-jammer action.
Nino is busy.
That didn't happen. Well, Nino is busy scoring points right now.
Yeah, and has their answering machine on. They're busy. They're not doing anything else.
Oh, and a big
getting out of the
hit
weight.
From Mad.
Oh, that was nice.
3-1 on the outside.
Did you hear
Team
that?
Belgium skater. We could hear that from over here.
Yeah, and I was like, why are you calling off from the Oh, that's why.
That was a little skater hitting a ton of muscle and it going down to the floor
You
like
never know
lead.
You never know how that happens. That was beautiful.
And now we still, look, that was 8-7 on that jam. So that's 88-80.
So tight.
So
tightest game this weekend.
They only actually pulled ahead by 1 more point, but they are extending their lead, but it's only 8 points.
And we remind everyone, and just in case, this is the game for the first and second place of this tournament. And that's a big deal, so keep watching. Get some snacks, as we told you, because it's going to be a long one.
We've got Loco Marco and Malou on the track. Malou going to the outside, as they do. Pulp coming to the front, trying to do a catch, but not able to. Number 80, that's Quirica. No, sorry, that's 00 or 80. I'm sorry, your jersey is totally bunched up.
That happens.
Yeah, it's 80 Moo. It's my favorite Moo. So Moo is going to the box. Loco Marco has gotten through for their initial pass. Malou is on their scoring pass, is watching the clock, watching their coach, and decides to call it off. Well, they don't decide to call it off, actually. They call it off because, well, no, they're watching their coach. So their coach said, call it off, and so they did.
We call that what was that, an Ella Fitzgerald? Let's call the whole thing off.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Oh, you know that one, too. That's twice this weekend. But look, 4 points. Look,
4-point difference.
Usually we don't look at points when things are going on and you kind of get an idea, but
so
this
close.
is really close. And we're going to say that 20,000 times, which is an exaggeration before the end of this game, too, as well.
But why not?
Who's going to win? Who's going to win? The left side of the scoreboard has won all weekend, but we don't know. We don't know if that's going to continue.
I don't want to jinx it. I have no idea what's going to happen. All I know is that Gilles is coming through to the front. Tried to get blocked by Sylvester. Didn't work. Tried to get blocked by 080 Quirica. Didn't work. Got through for lead jammer. Definitely has been having a good half. Gilles has. While Ninja is having a tough time, let's say, against these Namur walls. Definitely very solid, definitely very dynamic as well. You can see that they're constantly changing places, but they're constantly staying close together. Gilles is now back for a scoring pass, following number 39K through to get some offense. Kind of takes a tumble, not sure where that came from, but who knows? There's so many feet in the way and so many skates in the way, it could just happen to you.
That's announcing. There's feet in the way.
There's feet in the way.
Feet. I'm
Did
going to
I
make
say feet in
No,
the way?
I'm saying it too. It sounds very Lord of the Rings, so. But that's okay. That's okay. It's all very cool. Team timeout is being requested from Helsinki.
Yeah.
I get that. I really do. So 91-84.
91-84 for Namur. It's a very small score differential.
Half of 50 more minutes to go.
There's only 15 minutes to go.
Yeah,
and it's amazing that it's going so quickly. I mean, these jams are not very long at all, but they're much longer than they were in the first half, aren't they?
They are, and we have to change the tactics, and that's exactly what's happening. Helsinki is kind of wondering, like, we're doing good, but what just kind of happened? And Namur, you're just like, okay, we're ahead, but we got to keep the pressure on, and that's actually very difficult as well. And that's the story we're looking for. We're looking at who is going to be able to come out in front and whose story is actually going to be realized. And
they both really want it. You can tell.
Yeah,
they're
Helsinki's
really
never been here before, like you mentioned. You also mentioned these two teams have never played each other before. I should have had it handy, but I don't. Namur's obviously won this tournament before, and they've always been very happy when they win. But this may be a completely different game.
But they don't always win. Last
no,
year
they do not always win.
So.
No, that's true. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
They don't always win, but they have won. Or else it would be weird. You organize your own tournament and then invite only the people. So Derby remains a very weird thing.
They always win the after party, though.
I knew you pulled that one on me. Well, I'll tell you, the beer that's on tap here is fantastic. But also,
Namur
even
also
if you don't,
has their own beer.
They love. I know. And you know why? Because I had one as a gift once, and I kept the bottle. And it has their new logo on it.
It has that beautiful logo on it.
It's called La Houppe.
Yeah,
La Houppe. See? How good am I? Houppe, pardon. And I remember that.
Yep, so we have Gilbert and Ninon. I'm sorry to say your name in a French way, but it's just easier for me.
Ninon is better. Ninon.
Gilbert and Ninon, who are trying to fight it through. Gilbert does get through on the inside line for lead jammers coming through for their scoring pass while Ninon had taken off the start and then gets handed a penalty for their trouble. So that means that Gilbert is now on the scoring pass in a power jam situation. And guess what? Those Namur walls have solidified up.
Oh yeah, they're like, hell no.
All they have to do is defense.
Kill time.
Now for 30 seconds, just try and kill that penalty.
Absolutely, that was tough. 4 points then still picked up by Helsinki.
You've got 9-1, Loka Nurse going to the box for something naughty, but definitely something that it just comes from pure effort at this point.
Ninon back in though with the cover on the hand, getting around, just zigzagging. How did they do it? It's just fantastic.
Practice.
But there's still, a lot of practice. Oh, there's your sexy spin for
you. Oh, that was a gorgeous
They're out.
spin.
Jam called.
And that means that's only 4 points because we know that Gilbert was not able to get, or 7 points, because we know that Gilbert came through for one scoring pass and then for a second scoring pass and then got blocked in. So now we have a tie game.
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
C'est
whoop, whoop.
ex-aequo. Il est temps de boire. It's time to drink. 91 to 91.
Ah non, pas encore. 91 ou 91, comme vous voulez.
On est en Belgique, c'est 91.
Bravo.
91.
Loco Marco, Malou up against each other. Oh, I'm excited. This is, I believe, the first tie game I've seen this weekend.
This is what, as I said, this is what Helsinki likes to do. Heart attack games, and that's what we're getting. We've got a nice strong wall in front with Malou battling their way through, does get through on the inside of that corner two, and is coming back around just as fast for points. They're just racing through it super fast. Don't close your eyes, you might miss something. You've got your wall in the back that is absolutely punishing Loco Marco. Loco Marco is trying to get through, but you've got
good recycling there.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
You've got number 80, Moo. Again, I'm just going to say it. Moo
they keep coming up every time. Coming up, Moo. It's all coming up, Moo.
Everything is coming up, Moo. Move out of the way, because if you don't, they will move you.
Oh, wow. That was the easy one, though.
All of the move ones are there, and it's derby.
And
the
sexy spin for Malou. Malou definitely adapting to this game, too, and that's just
Absolutely.
like, it's
finding their rhythm,
fantastic.
finding where they need to go, because you don't want to get caught in those Namur walls. If you do, you won't get through. So we had a star pass go to L'Enroule, and the star passes of Namur, again, they're expert. They do them very quickly. They often don't get noticed right away, so they're able to force the call finally after Malou got 2 scoring passes, so that is 8 points. We have a lead change.
And it's going to keep going like that, too, as well. I was told that there are other teammates that have ultra sneaky star passes, but
I feel like they all do. It's like a function of their team.
It's a thing people practice too. That's really cool. But we've had a lot of star passes that didn't go very well this weekend, but that doesn't matter. Gilbert Gillis, the G&G party, and by the time I've said that, Helsinki has the lead, and we're going to have a look at the wall here up in front. They're just trying to figure it out with a star pass in progress with your friend Bat Smash.
Love
Le passage de l'étoile.
And Gilbert coming around to maybe try and do some eat the baby action, turns around to hit Bat Smash from the front, and you know what happens when you hit from the front to the back?
You get pushed forward.
You also get a penalty for a direction,
I get that.
which is what happens.
Messing you up. And that's not good. Yeah, okay. But power jam situation then for Bat Smash. Who picked up the star and the whole scored. And everybody knows that, and score and karma and good things and breeze for us here, because they're going pretty fast around. 4 points at the minute, which means they could maybe keep going. Another 4 goes up to Helsinki.
I mean, here's the thing: you've got Malou, you've got Gilbert,
attacks.
who is standing. So Gilbert is coming back around, going from the front of the engagement zone to get as much speed as possible. Bat Smash has gotten through for another 4 points, so that's 8
and we're
points.
Equal again, equal score for now.
But Namur only has 3 blockers on the track, and with the force and speed with which Gilbert comes in, it's very hard to make sure that they don't get the points that they want.
You're absolutely right, and we're running it long, obviously, so that's going to be that's just the way it goes. We have to. Yeah, I know. I just said we have to. We have to. I wasn't going to take away the magic.
No, they have to do it.
It's going to be a long jam.
For us because we like it. They have to do it because
that's the rules. Yeah, I was trying not to say it, but You said it anyways. You're absolutely right.
We said it together.
Bat Smash, though, getting a little bit winded, but is not fit. Is going to do the job as they were requested to do, but.
Oh,
and then falling in the back
from
too.
Chaton. No, that was a big old hit from
Chaton
nice. To Gilbert.
We heard it.
Yeah, again, when a lot of muscle like that falls to the ground from that height, it tends to make a big boom.
It's time. It's and it's a lot of work to just get back up. I know. Helsinki in front. We had 103, 103. Now it's 106.
Tied,
what a beautiful jam, though. A 12-point jam.
106 to 103, 3-point difference. This is going to go down to the wire.
I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel it now.
Don't close your eyes.
Don't blink.
Don't look down.
Don't blink. Don't
text.
Don't go to the fridge. Don't go anywhere.
Unless you want to interact with us on the stream, send us a comment, send us a super chat, send us something like that. But otherwise, do not look away because this is going to go down to the wire. This is going to be the very last second. This is amazing.
This is fantastic. I'm so happy that we're able to bring you all the information too as well. So now we have a situation to see what's going on with the
it looks like
how they feel about it.
It looks like an official review.
It looks like one. It could be.
It would be an official review on Helsinki's part.
I see team timeout here, but I do believe it is an official review.
Yeah, and the thing is that I told you before, the screen that you're looking at is not correct. So we have to look at the scoreboard. And the problem is that both Nasty Moves and Dark Pistol don't see so good.
Yeah, we're doing our best. So that's why we're looking at the screen instead.
You've already seen my lovely new glasses, but they still cannot make it so that I can read that white on red all the way over there. Like
I count the amount of letters. It's a tip when you get older.
Yeah,
that's what you do.
it looks like an O and an R.
It's an official review. Again, we could have been the jam timer can continue to officiate, but we can tell from the powwow going on there's going to be a discussion about what's going on.
Well, I also, one of the other clues that I had was the Helsinki bench who was in the middle, the bench coach in the middle, who was
still
just
there
gesticulating with their hands, and then they made a line on the floor.
Yeah,
you know,
you can find out a lot by just watching that. And there's been tournaments too, where that's kind of the only information you get, to be honest.
And that line on the floor, and I'm going to be really nerdy. It really reminded me of Star Trek.
This line and no further.
Yes,
Jean-Luc Picard.
I've
got you covered.
No further.
I've got you covered.
Picard,
yeah, I know.
I love it.
I know. I come from the same city as William Shatner.
You do?
Yeah. And also, fun fact, because I'm going to nerd out now.
Awesome Trekkies.
Star Trek, from the very beginning, was shown on Canadian television 3 days before it was shown on American television.
I can imagine
they would.
Because it was so progressive, they had to test it on Canadians who were more progressive and more forgiving.
It was actually a fluke, but still, we're not going to get that way. But it was actually a fluke, so yeah. And my university has a hall named after William Shatner,
now,
so I'm going to nerd too much.
Let's
get back to roller derby.
Because the
Tell
Helsinki
me.
bench coach walked
happy.
back to their bench.
It looks happy.
Very happy. They were waving big old peace signs, so I think that means that they have won that. We're going to get information from Tarao. Tarao is going to let us know what the official review was about. We already know that it was won. We definitely have that information, but we don't know what it was for.
A low block was asked. They were asking for a low block, and they got it. On who and what doesn't matter.
Chaton, because Chaton is now in the box.
Yeah.
And you know what? That was that big hit.
Yeah.
And
that went throomp.
Yeah, it went throomp. But the thing is if you looked closely, I didn't want to say anything. If you look closely, Chaton was making a face like, oh no, I did something bad.
It was confirmed. It was confirmed now. It was confirmed
so I'm sure they're
it
fine
happens.
with it.
It happens.
We've got Nino and Ninja, so we've got the ends that are not going to let anything quit. Ninja gets through for lead jammer status. Stars past to Tinker, as you do.
As usual.
As usual. You do.
As per usual.
All right, so Ninja has gone through for their scoring pass since then. So Tinker is going to try and come through and get some points. Was not successful, but somehow during that jam, they were also able to send 2 Helsinki blockers to the box. We also have number 6666. From Namur, who is sent to the box as well. So we're going to have a little bit of a mini pack. That's
mini pack.
M&M 666 is.
Oh yeah, no, we got the M&M. Yeah, I've seen good things from them too this weekend as well. We call the diet pack or 3-on-3 or.
But this is
a
3-on-2. This is 3-on-2.
Oh, it's a broken minivan.
Yeah, this is 0 sugar, 0 calorie for sure. And so we have Malu and Locomarco both fighting through. We do have a bit of an advantage in terms of numbers to Namur, which Locomarco was able to take advantage of, has gained lead jammer status, and is now coming around for, oh no, they were not leads.
That got complicated there. I was noticing that
really
as well. I let you roll with that one.
So they did not
No
have
points for
lead.
Namur.
So that means that at some point Malou had passed everyone legally and had earned lead. Yeah, our scoreboard
Our
on
scoreboard
the
is
screen
our
is not
scoreboard's got
showing it
gremlins
correctly.
gremlins
But
going in it.
then was swallowed back in, and so then that means that they had earned lead jammer status, but they were not scoring points yet because they hadn't gone around for a scoring pass. So that's why we got
They were
confused.
stuck in limbo.
Yeah,
Jammer
yeah.
limbo.
Jammer limbo. All right, Gilbert coming through for for lead jammer on the inside on their tippy toes as Gilles is fighting her way through the back of the pack. Gilbert does an amazing move where on just one leg
It looked
is
like a
able to
can-can.
stay in the track
and
on
keep
the
spinning
outside.
around. It doesn't matter as long as they get through.
More
It's perfect.
sexy spins. Gilles is able to star stash her way through the inside. Now we've got Gilbert coming in from the outside to the inside, hips swinging around to make sure that they get every single point, which they indeed do. They have earned 4 points. You've got 3 on the track and 1 in the box. Knappy is still in the box and still seated.
An actual timeout being requested. Team timeout.
A team timeout being requested for Namur, I believe, because it could
Because
be
you need a break.
Well, yeah,
Could
but
be for. It
it
doesn't
could have
matter.
been for Helsinki, but I think that considering that they only have 1 timeout left, that they would keep it. But that's just me.
Yeah,
I'm
you would
greedy.
keep it as a break. I get that. Oh, you collect them.
I'm greedy. I'm greedy. If there is a close game like this, I want to keep a timeout
To just kind of
till the end of the game, in case I
just
need
in
an
case
extra
something.
jam.
Yeah.
If I need an extra jam.
Yeah. It sounds like
So-
something. Yeah, that's true. And there's these things. Some of these games are won then. It could happen now. We don't know. We've got 7 minutes left here in the second half of the second game of the sixth game of the second day
It's
of
the
the
third
sixth
game of the
announcements.
day.
It's the first game of the day, Natasha. You're making it complicated. There we go.
I just got a comment from Lassi Laitala from Finland, and thank you so much for giving me moo facts.
Kiitos.
Moo actually has 2 cats and 1 hairy husband. So a lot like
no.
like the Namur skaters, you count your husband as a pet.
Just like
because
red
they're
crabs.
hairy. Yes.
Just like red crabs.
You have to count all of the hairy elements that you have to take care of.
And your fridge inside your fridge doesn't count. I'm being silly because my fridge is fine. But yeah.
So who do we have on the track? Nino
NNN.
and Ninja. And then
NNN party.
ooh, number 080, Quirica doing a great hit out by using their friend to push Nino to the outside.
Always use your friends.
Yeah, always use your friends.
Good stuff. But we've got a super jam there, or a power jam for Ninon.
Because there's a cut that was called.
It's not a good time for
Ninja.
one of these, depending on who you are.
I know.
Which teams you're.
Either
Look at the pack speeding
or for
up.
us,
Yeah.
because we're 6 minutes left in the game.
I know.
It's a 15
Heart
point
attack.
difference,
Heart attack.
So
Ninon up in the front.
definitely my heart rate is going up.
And now just concentration, solid concentration. We're going for a bit of a train, maybe a Namur, just moving everyone out of the way.
It does look
The
like
only
they're
train
doing
that's not on strike in the country for the next 8 days. Had to
was
put
good.
that in.
That was
Nino
great.
up in front has to deal with 3 blockers. It's just going
So
to
again,
stretch that
Quirica
pack.
and then Gemini.
I know, right?
Those 2 are forces to be reckoned with, but they've been on the track a lot. It's not like Helsinki has a big roster. They're on the track
11
a lot.
players, by the way. 11 players, because a lot of them had a lot of other things to do. I asked about it today, so yeah.
Yeah,
that's
so
not a lot of
Ninja
players.
does finally sneak through on the inside of that corner, but somehow we have Nino flying out of nowhere for another scoring pass. Is trying to consider, is asking their wall to come up.
Yeah,
so that they
and
can
then just
have
called
more
it.
time.
Yeah,
than
and
they
did that.
call it.
Yeah, that was track awareness, fantastic.
That was great, but that's a score of 12 points for Namur, 0 for Helsinki, which gets us to 115 to 118, which is a 3-point difference, and I cannot take it.
Yeah, that's a tough one. This is something else. One more time, we're playing for the first and second place of this tournament, so this is serious business.
Yeah, and in the
it's very showboulette.
It's very showboulette. It's showboulette.
Showboulette.
Everywhere. All right, so Malou and Gilles battling it out. Gilles is pushing the wall to the front. You have number 51, who is Vanders something. And,
Van der Gens.
yeah, who is Van der Gens because they're not.
They're not Dutch.
It's Margot.
Margot.
Margot. And,
La belle
but
Margot, there we
Gilles is
go.
able to get through, and so is Malou. And I believe that they both scored because that was a huge apex jump on Malou's part.
Let's have
and
a
then
look
we
on
have
the board.
2 points for the Namur skaters. So Gilles scored 2. So because of that apex jump, here's the reason I love apex jumps. You don't have to touch anybody and you get all the points.
Yeah, it's a good one. And that, to be honest, you see a lot with men's derby. They seem to just want to be doing that because it's a crowd pleaser too. Everybody loves it.
Regardless, I must say, I'm not a jammer. I know how to jump the apex whenever I
don't like
jam.
doing it.
No, I'll tell you why I do it, because I don't like getting
dealing with walls,
getting stuck behind the wall.
You're
if
absolutely
I'm stuck
right.
behind
That's
the
actually
wall,
a good call.
I'm dead.
It's
I
a
can't
good
do
call.
it because I'm not a good jammer.
Everyone
but
should practice it.
If I can jump around people, then nobody touches me. I score all of the points, and usually it's because I took a star pass or something. So I'm just like, jump over them, get the hell out of here.
And as a blocker, I learned to put your butt over the line to make sure that no one tries those things on the inside.
But if you get good at it, you jump over the butt.
Jammers use the inside mostly more than the outside. That's just fact because that's the way the track is built. There's some things that just don't change. 122 to 117.
Oh, Lord. 4
and
minutes
so
left.
Close. 4 minutes left. 4-point difference. It's too much.
Helsinki is using their last timeout. That being said, they won their official review, so they retained one. They still have another official review for this half.
That's always fun when you're right. Being right and they don't. It doesn't happen very often. Let's be honest, because most people lose their official review. Just generally, that's just the way it goes.
Okay, it does look like we have had either a foul out or an ejection. Now, I'm going to say it's a foul out for Margot.
For number 51 that we were just talking about. We maybe we jinxed it. I don't know.
No, I think they just got too many penalties. They were in and out of the box.
Clearly.
And that's been well, I mean,
it's part of the game.
Because usually if it's an ejection, we would have had an official timeout and they would have
forgive me. I meant the foul out. I didn't mean an ejection. That was of course very different. Right. That's not a good way to go out in any case. Yeah,
the jam is on. Loco Marco against Gilbert. Gilbert is being hit out to the inside and recycled by Mad, while Loco Marco is fighting their way through the front with a humongous and super solid wall being led by 8-0. My best friends.
Pirko is there too as well, number 63. I haven't had a chance to mention them, but they've also been in the middle of the business for a while. Helsinki picking up the lead in this jam.
Loco Marco pushing their way through, still getting through to the front, but then getting hit out now by a 0-8-0, which is Quirica. Quirica is directing traffic. We've got 2 blockers in the box for each team. So we've got mini packs going on. As I say that, we've got a standing blocker for Helsinki, another blocker going to the box. That's
too many. Too much going on the box.
That's only 1 blocker for Helsinki on the track and 2 blockers for Namur. We have a star pass to Pulp. Pulp is going to go make quick business of this if she can. We'll kind of see what Gilbert is going to do with so many people in the box. Are you going to call it?
There's too much.
Probably not. There's too much going on.
We're just going to run that jam.
We've got Pulp, who's going to keep scoring if they can. Now we have number 80, Moo, coming back onto the track. We have both of the last skaters who are standing in the box. We have more points being scored. And there was a release of both of those blockers
like split
after the
seconds, so we can start. So we can start with a full pack. We're going to start with a full pack, a 4-4, of course, as you put it.
12 points by Helsinki, 8 points by Namur.
Oh, wow.
125 to 134. It's 2:20 left in the game for the final for all the marbles, first and second place.
Namur would need to get a big jam.
Well,
and Helsinki not.
We've seen a lot of those,
but we don't know.
Who knows what's going to happen?
We don't know. But let's follow it more closely. Nino and Ninja are your jammers, but let's see what else goes on. We've got in the
hitting
front.
A down skater. Unfortunately, we do see number 286. I saw that directly because
sadly, power jam for Namur. The crowd is going crazy. It's getting loud in here.
The crowd is going crazy. My heart rate has gone up to about 150. So we'll kind of see what's going to happen. We do have a Ninja in the box, but everybody else is on the track. Nino fighting her way on the outside, does a sexy spin, but an easy one, scores 4 more points, 129 to 134. It's still 129 left in the period. We've got some skipping going on the inside line. A great hit by Matt to hit out the person who hit out Nino, so they get a no pass, no penalty, so
They get to
through
keep
for all
going.
of the 4
And a
points.
sexy spin on the end.
And a sexy spin on the outside. Ninja is back on the track after their 30-second penalty. Nino is going to continue to work their way through it. Apex jump on the inside, scores all 4 points. It is now 137 to 134. Don't hold your breath. Don't close your eyes. Keep yourself locked on this because the jam clock is at 48 seconds and the period clock is at 53.
Nino through the middle, going in for another scoring pass,
Nino
and this could be the decisive jam.
Who knows? But you know, at this point, it's all about those walls. It's about Bat Smash. It's about Tinker. It's about Knappy making sure that they hold on to Ninja as long as they can, because as long as Ninja is not scoring and Nino is, there's a possibility that they can make it. But the thing is we've only got a 3-point difference at this time.
Yeah,
it's
but
only
look at that wall, the white wall all in front. We're not even moving right now.
Nothing is moving, and Ninja has decided that they are going to go ahead and just do nothing but block.
Kill.
And because of the time, Nino is like, it doesn't matter. I know that I'm scoring points. I know that you're not scoring points. So we're going to go to the end of this jam.
Yeah, and we're going to run it.
And the official review is being called by... The official review is being called, which means they called the official review.
It means we get another jam.
I told
because
you they were saving it.
You knew it. I know. You were absolutely right. So we're going to go for another one. That's actually just fantastic coaching on their side. You got really excited. That is a 15-point jam for Namur. That is
140
fantastic.
to 134.
Oh
my God. Somebody get me a drink. I don't even drink. I don't even drink. I need something.
You brought it home really well. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to bring this one home. I was having a look. I saw everything slowed down, and I thought, because what you wanted to do is you wanted to be a time killer and keep it like that. But they knew. Regardless, they knew there was another OR in the pocket, so they're going to try in any case.
Yeah, but it kind of also always depends on how good that other bench is. Are they good enough to? That's exactly what I would do. I would run.
Run. They did. Yeah, they ran.
Official review. You run for it.
With your burgers.
And you know what? Here's the thing: is that the jam timer really needs to be looking at your bench.
I know that can go wrong as well. That can go wrong as well. But again, you mentioned high-level derby. People pointed it out. The jam timer is not really in the line of sight, so they had to make sure to show that they were doing something there. That was very important.
One of the things is it's a close jam. And here's the thing is that bench coach is also going in there and asking for an actual official review.
I want to know the answer.
They didn't have to. They could have just asked for it as a timeout as well.
Yeah,
but they
that
get
was
more
also an option
time now because the officials are going to talk about whatever it is that they asked for.
Strategy.
That may or may not have been legitimate.
Doesn't matter, but we will be able to tell you. Well, if someone starts screaming, we kind of know the result of that official review. As often, there's only 4 outcomes. But the only thing we care about right now is that going to be something to bring Helsinki over the top, or is Namur gonna win this one?
Well,
we don't know.
Let's break it down. It's 5 seconds left. That's when the official review is called. So that means that whoever gets lead for this next jam controls it.
That's
so if you get lead and you are Helsinki, you can try and get lead, and then you score enough points to where you're ahead, and then you call it off because that's the end of the game. It's going to take more than 5 seconds, right? But then you're in control because you have that 2 minutes.
And if it goes the other way around, it's really simple. Namur is going to pick it up.
Namur is going to, if Namur gets lead, they wait until that 5 seconds rolls out.
Yeah, they don't try. No penalty. You don't want no penalties.
They don't.
You don't want to screw it up at the last minute.
They're
That's perfectly fine. Yeah, exactly. I've seen the game lost in your wonderful city of Antwerp at the last jam where everything was fine, and then you go at penalty, and that's the end of it.
I'm just saying, I'm having total flashbacks
I know, that's
to Holy Duck because that 166 to 164, that 2-point
which you told me about today. Yeah.
I did the exact same thing that Preda did. I took an official review in the last 5 seconds.
To make sure
it was the same thing, and we won in that last jam. Now, we were down by 6.
Oh, stop.
Which is different.
Yeah, that you said that. Yeah, it's a different situation now, of course.
No, it's not different. It's exactly the same. It's 6.
Well, different as in we're in a different place. No, it's the same amount of points too as well.
But it is crazy, so I'm having flashbacks. I don't know what to do with myself.
Keep talking, and then we're going to find out.
Amazing, and just make sure that you don't turn away. If you are going for Helsinki, cross absolutely every part of your body. If you're going for Namur, cross every part of your body.
The official review review was lost. Helsinki was looking for cutting the track penalty on the other jammer, which is kind of what we figured. But it's being explained to them now. By them, I mean like everyone, to make sure that they know. So this means that Helsinki is going to start this jam at a disadvantage. But yeah, or finish the jam, or finish the game, or having 5 seconds to do whatever they need to do.
Yeah, so not surprising. We have...
Absolutely not, no.
If you look here, we have Malou, who is on the track. So Malou is definitely going to be jamming this next jam. It's not surprising because Malou is one of their more higher scoring jammers.
Absolutely. Again, the big veteran of roller derby in Europe.
Malou also had 3 penalties this game, but I'm not sure that that matters. I'm pretty sure that what they want to do is they're going to get an absolute like hardcore lead. That's all they want. All right, we saw another timeout being taken.
I believe it's a team timeout for reals. We're looking at on both screens.
Yeah, they both say team timeout.
To kind
so
of just take a breather.
Well, I think maybe even Namur has decided they want to take a little bit more time deciding who they're going to put on the track.
That's fair
This
enough.
is the last jam.
Yeah.
So they're going.
You might as well use that information, like you said. You keep things in the pocket when it works for you, but there's no reason to keep it beyond this tournament. So it becomes a moot point.
Yeah, absolutely. So they have the opportunity to take a timeout. I know, and they have an opportunity to figure out what they want. I just burped again. So this was.
We've got an award ceremonies coming up too.
This is always going to happen again and again, especially when I get this nervous. I feel like all of the calories that I ate today have all been burned.
That's why I'm trying to take over from you. I'm very obviously trying. We're going to be running a bit late too, so stay tuned with us. We're going to have an award ceremony that's after this game. Not a huge deal, but going to be a huge deal for whoever wins.
Regardless, this was some beautiful derby today. This
beautiful
was amazing.
Derby. Sexy, beautiful derby.
This is what you want, even though
you don't always get it. You know, but this is beautiful.
This is
okay,
beautiful.
how about we take it all down a notch and we watch.
All right,
Ninon Malou.
Malou is lead. Malou Helsinki is lead, getting through on the inside line. Ninon is coming around quickly. This is a 6-point difference, so it's not just going to be one scoring pass that's going to make it. You've got Batsmash and Pulp at the front. Malou makes it around, but also
is being told to keep going.
Because Ninon is
cutting the track. Ninon's got the
Ninon
lead.
has scored.
Ninon's taking it up.
Time on the period clock. Ninon has scored. So Ninon is going to go through and make sure that it's truly their win, because there may be some points.
So let's have a look at Ninon in the front.
All right.
Pirouette for you.
So it looks like they're just going to play this out, even though the game is technically over. And they have technically won. I'm not going to say anything.
But let's just leave it. Let's have a look at beautiful work by Ninon.
Let's just watch the beautiful work by Ninon. The beautiful
taking
work
it
by
slow in
Namur
front and in front of the whole audience, enjoying this, of course, as well. Some takeout in the meantime.
Really taking out number 441. That's Sylvester.
Just getting it out of your system.
That
felt good.
Getting a good hit.
Malou back on track.
Malou is back on the track. Oh, this is a 2-minute jam.
Yeah, I know. Because I'm ignoring that fact too. So I'm just looking at how Ninon is just calm, skating with that head lower, and just knows where they're going to go next, and that's fantastic.
Yep, and the thing is to stay
Everyone's
calm.
On track.
Don't get a penalty.
No.
Wear out the jam. Ooh.
Oh,
like they got
how
a penalty.
dare you? Oh my God, I'm losing my mind.
Oh no.
Power jam for Helsinki, because it wasn't exciting enough. That's
it's
4 extra
152
points.
to 138 right now.
Oh,
Malou is coming in for another
this.
scoring pass. There are 8 seconds left on the clock. So I think we're safe, but still, there's that was an incredibly hard-hitting offense to get Malou in from the inside. They got another 4 points. That puts them at 142.
Absolutely.
You've got one more point for Ninon that was in the pocket. That's 153. Unofficially, Namur has won this tournament 153 to 141.
Exactly. Unofficially. Yeah, I know.
Oh my God,
until
that last jam.
So again, we're going to count everything, but that last jam was a beautiful scaring. And the crowd is going nuts.
It's
perfect.
in here because
look at the happiness on that side.
Yeah, everyone's crying, which you do because of all the effort you put in.
Yeah, and people a bit upset on the Helsinki side, but let's say they gave their all. They gave it their all.
They played so
I've got
well.
new favorite blockers that I haven't seen before.
I'm amazed by their tenacity.
It was beautiful.
The jamming was great. They played a lot cleaner than they did before. They had
Absolutely.
one foul out, but I mean that's to be expected at the end of a long weekend.
At the end of a long
like
weekend,
this.
absolutely, yeah.
But they did incredible.
Yeah, they were watching all the games. Everyone else was doing it, and they have nothing to be ashamed of. It was perfect.
So Helsinki is going over to do something a little bit interesting that I do not understand. Okay, they're going to do a cry with their fans.
Yeah.
They're going to do a battle cry with their fans, which is just gorgeous because their fans came to support them this weekend.
From very far, yeah, that's not nothing. And they're getting the applause from everybody else.
It is now official. The final score, 153 for Namur, 141 for Helsinki.
Namur have won this
tournament.
Yeah, great minds think alike. It's
Congratulations.
Been fantastic getting everything all mixed up. I managed to say Ninu, which sounded like some sort of couple. It doesn't matter.
Ninu and Malu.
Ninu and Malu is beautiful.
Ninu and Malu are both amazing jammers who did a great job during this game, who deserve all the props. Gilles, Gilbert, Ninja,
and everybody else who stepped in, Tinker taking those star passes.
All of them were amazing.
I saw Mandarina do great stuff. Pirko do really good stuff too as blockers. Gemina as the captain. Sylvester stepping in. Oh, it was beautiful to watch. It was beautiful.
I'm fan personing over a lot of those people, and I don't want to forget our Namur skaters, not just the Team Belgium skaters, but number 6666 Eminem, who did an amazing job keeping their wall together.
I mentioned them the whole time this weekend. That was lovely.
They were really great. Can't wait to see them on the national team. Come see me the next time.
I can't wait. Watch that stream this summer from the 3rd through to the 6th of July. Is going to be roller derby the whole summer, or at least those 4 days, in Innsbruck, the World Cup, Team Belgium there, Team Finland, a whole bunch of different teams also from different countries, and also just a whole bunch of crazy teams.
I've got to say now, after watching this game, I'm letting you all know, don't sleep on Belgium.
Oh, don't. Oh, no, never.
Belgium is going to come out of nowhere. You just watch.
Yeah, I bet that. But then again, Finland's going to hit you really hard when they have a chance.
Yeah,
that was beautiful.
They have a chance.
That was beautiful. Thanks, everybody, for everything. Thanks for being there. We're all excited. Thank you, Dark Pistol, to announce this last game. I mean, that was just great. Last game of the competition, of course. Please stay around.
Still one more game.
And we've got award ceremony coming up, which I have to jump in on in a little bit. But if all goes well at 4:45, we'll have the Namur C team play Baroness von Schloss from Lille. And if you want to watch your friends, But awards first. Namur wins it. Helsinki in 2nd place. 3rd place goes to Dublin. And Zurich finishes in 4th place for this 6th edition of the Skate Around tournament.